Now, we're going to work on combining balance and lines with spins. The first one is just real easy. We're just going to talk about spinning chaîné turns, pivot type turns. And when you think of spinning, you mainly have to think about taking one side around the other. So if I'm going to spin around my left foot, I want to take my right side forward around it. I'm really going to concentrate on either pulling with my left side back, which I don't like to think about, but some other very good dancers do, or I'm going to think about pushing my right side forward. Now I can't just push my right side forward and leave my left side alone. As the right side's going forward, the left side's going backwards. All right? Now, when you think about doing a chaîné turn, you think about taking the right side forward to create half, right side forward again to create a half. So you're just doing little half turns. Okay, if I were going to turn the other way, say I was going to take my right side back, which means my left side would be pushing forward, half turn, half turn, half turn, half turn. You can start off by having the foot pointed forward, but when actually you start turning in a chaîné turn, you're getting little half turns all the way through. All right, if I demonstrated that to the side, I could start off by walking forward, but I'm going to get half, 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 half. If we were to demonstrate this using just a quick step type move, a two-step type movement, if Sarah were facing this way, and I were to turn her, she's getting what looks like a forward step, and it is here, but then she's turning, 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 and she's going to take that all the way around each time. Because the lady and the man, when they spin, we pass through forward type position, it creates the illusion, this is one of those illusionary movements, that as I'm spinning, that I'm taking everything forward. Really, when I'm spinning, my foot may be in a forward direction, but I'm thinking of controlling my balance to the side. Allowing it to go through a figure four just takes it a little bit further that direction. All right, now let's talk about that, the figure four type position. When you want to create that, if Sarah were to step forward with her left foot, now, she were to start turning on this, you go through the side position, go all the way around. She's leaving her right foot on the spot, bringing the left side of her body forward. If she were to keep it going forward, it would move her on to her next step. And she's creating a figure four type position. If we do that again, do a slow, 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 quick. The left side controls it. She gets her body weight onto her right foot, then her left foot. Now, by pushing her left side of her body forward around far enough and letting her right foot just delay there for a second, she goes through a figure four position. Now, to keep on walking forward, as her foot starts to move, the left side of her body is going to move her onto her foot. So the movement is coming, if I did it straight towards the camera and I was doing ladies' footwork of slow, slow, two things are happening. One is I'm going to start bringing my left side forward. But before I do that, I need to set myself up. I need to bring that left foot underneath me in such a way that if I want to continue going forward that direction, my foot can step that way. If I only bring my left foot here and say its own track, and then I turn, it's harder to get all the way around. It would be easier to move towards that direction. Okay, so where you put your foot when you turn varies a lot. So if we think of tracking, sometimes you want to track across a little bit before you turn to help you create the balance that you'll need to do your turn. You can't think about that when you're doing it really fast, so there has to be a lot of practice. So one thing that Sarah and I do is we do a lot of spins up and back across our floor before we actually ever get into our routines. And as we do this, we first of all practice with chaîné type spins, just all quicks, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay? We do that both directions. If we did it going the other way, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay? And then you can smooth that out and combine it with spotting. And when you think about doing it with a spot, it doesn't become half-half so much anymore. The accent becomes a lot more on just one step. Okay? What that means is that I'm going to step onto my left foot. All the turns happening pretty much on my left foot. When you're doing this fast, of course, there's a little turn happening on the right foot, but the left foot is doing most of the spin. That's a chaîné type spin. On a pivot type spin, you're actually going to get half, half, half. And this is one reason why we tend to use chaîné spins a lot more. When we spin one direction, the accent's coming on the first quick, 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 quick. When we spin the other direction, the accent is coming on the second quick, because that's the foot going forward. When I turn left, I'm going to be turning on my right foot. Sarah's turning on her left foot because she's turning right shoulder back. So that's the second quick, and then we have first quick, second quick, first quick, second quick, 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 quick. All right? Okay, those are some chaîné turns. Now let's talk about the actual tricks. Most of you know how to do that. And these are finger turn, pirouettes. To be able to do this first, thing I want you to do first is I want you to think about, spread your feet just a little bit. I want you to think about take your right side around your left foot. All right? So prep just a little bit by taking your right side back. Now take it around the left foot. All right? Now take your left side back a little bit. Take it around the right foot. Now if you do that same thing but use a little bit of a line, this time when you spin around your left foot, let your right foot come up into a passe type position. Ready, and turn, and, okay? Good. A little closer here so you don't have to pan back so far. Okay, now, there you go. Let's spin around the right foot. Ready, and, good. Now, if we do the same thing, but this time, let the foot kind of do a scoop and around. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lift the foot up, but as it starts to go up, I'm going to let it come around to me. I'm letting it as it lifts up like a little fan kick, and I'm going to use that to create the momentum as my right side comes around. So let's try that. We'll let our foot swing up and around and turn. Do the same thing around the left side. Let the foot swing up and around. So now you're swinging the leg as you do it. Okay? Now, next thing let's try and do is this time when we're going to turn backwards around the left foot. So I'm going to take my left side forward as I'm standing on my left foot and then stop. Okay? So let's try that. So we're picking the right foot up, we're prepping the left side back, and we turn. So we're doing a back turn. We do the same thing on the right foot. All right? So we can spin one direction or the other direction. We can spin on one foot or the other foot. When you start doing finger turns, ladies, you have to be able to, first of all, do those kind of things and feel where that balance is. First one we're going to do is I'm going to have Sarah walk forward 2 steps, right, left. Then as she starts to turn, the hands are going to be here. As she starts to turn, I'm going to let her create her own momentum by letting her right leg ronde around and then swing into a passe type position. All right, so let's try that again. We're in a right handshake hold to begin with. As she walks forward, I'm taking the right hand up, the left hand's coming across the front. She's going to let her right leg ronde around. I'm not doing much yet, guys. And as her foot comes in, that gives her the momentum to create her turn. All right? Ladies, if you can do that much of it on your own, where you can walk forward, right, left, let the leg swing around, and create a little bit of turn and hold your balance as you do that, you're going to find it's much easier. So you're thinking of balance, you're thinking of line, and then you're also thinking of allowing your body to turn. All right? So this time we'll just do like 2 turns. So she walks in, 1, 2, she spins, 1, 2, and then she comes out of it. If we do it on the other side, this is always fun because it's good to do things on both sides. She hardly ever does it on this side. She would walk forward to the left foot, then her right foot, she'd swing her left foot around. She would spin, and let it come down. All right, you can see we're not near as good on that side because it's kind of an odd side. But if you really want to break down technique, try it on both sides. All right, now that's for a passe type position. She can do the same thing if she were to step forward with her right foot 1 step, and then just let her left foot come up into a passe position to create the turn. We can hold on to the hand beforehand so she goes 1, and then she spins there. Okay, do that on either side. All right, so that's just with her right foot, and her left foot is just coming up into a passe position. Now ladies, you can keep the leg turned in or turned out. You need to find how it works best for you. We prefer the leg turned in because it allows us a stronger point of balance. For us, we're not as good with the ballet type actions, whichever you'd like. Okay? The next one is an attitude type turn. She can step forward with the right foot. She steps up into attitude. All right? Ladies, you want to really work on the line. The step doesn't look like anything unless you can hold a good line. And then once you learn how to hold the line, then you have to hold the line as you turn. There has to be a connection here between you and your partner. So the first thing to try and do is just try and do 1 turn, and then if you lose balance, let your foot come down and finish the turn that way. So if we try and do 1 turn, she steps forward, she does the turn, and she comes around. Guys, what you need to be able to do when you're accomplishing something like that, the lady, first of all, do it on your own. Make the lady do it on her own. She'll go a certain distance, she'll lose her balance a little bit, whatever. Okay, that was very nice. All right. Now, once you see that she can step up into that and do a lot of it on her own, then she also has to learn to use you. This time I want Sarah to step up and just hold balance. You can see she's holding balance there. All right, what we want to combine together now are the ability for the lady to bring her left side forward along with the rest of her body. Okay, that means her right side will be going backwards as she holds that balanced position. Guys, what we're going to try and do is give her a little point to like push off, and then she's going to let her arm go behind her head. Then she's going to do her spot. So she steps forward. So you can see as she's turning right there, I don't have to use a lot of strength. I'm relying on Sarah's balance. She's relying on her balance to hold her over her foot. The faster you get it going, actually the easier it is to hold there. But when you do lose your balance, it shoots off like a slingshot. Okay? Practice that again on both sides. And you can see, watch us mess up here as we do it on the other side. She's going to step forward with her left foot and balance the first time. Okay, now now this next time we're just going to go for one turn. She's going to step forward, do the turn, and come out of it. Okay? Now if we want to keep that going, we don't have a good connection. We don't do it on this side, so you can get an idea of what it's not supposed to look like for a minute as she turns. Okay, and you can see how much less coordinated we are on this side. You'll find that happens for you, either one side or the other. Whichever leg the lady turns better on is a good one to do. Now, right now we've been using a hold this way. You can also, gentlemen, hold your left hand into the lady's right hand. Now what changes here is the force of being able to turn her. Before you develop that though, before we get into this, let's talk about a paddle turn. Ladies, as you step forward onto your right foot, let's leave your left leg down and think about paddling yourself around. Because what I want you to think about doing here is that as the man turns you, letting the arm go behind you, you're spotting on him. Now as it comes around, you spot on him, you let your arm go, and you spot. Let it go, spot. So what you're trying to create here is, with a little push here, the man's going to help push you a little bit. You're going to let all this go. As that starts to go, you're holding your head back for just a second so that as your head snaps around, it allows the body to keep going to a point where you can use the man again to create the spin. All right? Now, if you just think of doing a little paddle action with your feet for a while and get used to that connection, and then slowly start thinking of keeping the foot fairly low and then maybe up to passe position and then holding it into attitude position, you can combine those together, again, with both sides. All right? So it's just a matter of learning to hold whatever position that you'd like. If we did that same type action, but we did it now as a ballerina type movement, where let's say Sarah was going to walk forward, and hold a forward attitude, and I walk her around, again, what I'm trying to really do here is create a nice line. Use of the arms, I'm trying to complement that. I'm trying to walk around. I'm trying to make sure that Sarah stays on her balance. A good way to make sure, guys, that you understand that is let the lady walk you around as you hold the balance position. And if you can hold your position, you'll begin to feel what it's like. Like right there, I was feeling a little bit like Sarah was pulling me back with this hand. All right? And what I'd want her to do, if she was walking around, I'd want her to think of pushing forward with the left hand, walking forward with the left hand, not pulling with the right hand. The right hand's going to be there for balance, and you want to use it, but if you're pulling that back, you stand to pull your partner off her feet. Ladies, you have to hold your balance. Or guys, if you do it, you have to think about holding your center, holding your balance. Ladies, if you start pushing or pulling, it won't work. Same thing when you start doing the finger turns. You hold your balance, you develop a connection. If you start pushing or pulling yourself to hold yourself on balance, you won't get any turns in. All right? So those are some spins and turns from different positions. And when you start doing those, you'll find they work for different movements. We'll be right back now with some actual trick lines and illusionary movements.